Good afternoon, my name's Tom, and today I want to talk to you about prepper type stuff again. It's been a while, and the reason I'm doing this, as stated before, if you've seen them before, is because, well, we have natural disasters in the US, and occasionally we have man made ones, like there's currently one happening in California due to a toxic gas leak. But we have fires, wildfires, we have hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, tornadoes, and I feel because no matter where you are, you live somewhere where that can happen. One of those, at least. And so you need to consider what you're going to do, especially in this day and age. Before, I used to say you need to be prepared for a 3 day event, but as our social programs to help protect us are being attacked by, you know, political forces and dismantled, we're kind of we got problems, and so now probably need to be prepared for potentially up to 2 weeks. It really is that bad. Is that something? No, my face is just red. Don't mind me. Um, so I make campfire kits. Well, I make leather things, and occasionally I sell them to like scout troops in terms of this campfire kit. And it's a riff on something that used to be popular all over YouTube, the Altoids Tin Survival Kit. And people used to put all sorts of things in the survival kit to try to cover everything, like a whole 5 C's of survival, or they try to put, well, everything in there. And I'm not a fan of the kitchen sink approach for a small kit, you know? In terms of fire, you need fire. To have a good baseline kit. You need um, fire, food, water, first aid, and shelter. You can't put all of that in a tiny Altoids tin, but you can be well organized and just have one really good kit and a small lightweight thing that goes on your belt or in your backpack or in, a compartment of your backpack, because, you should have an emergency bag, whether you have to evacuate because of wildfires or, well, I guess, that's basically for evacuation purposes. So what I did was I made this leather pouch, and in the back of it I put a Fresnel lens, which is essentially a hard to break flat lens that you can use the sun for, to create an ember to help build your fire. I buy these tins because we don't have to slum it with Altoids tins. I don't go through that much Altoids anyway. And inside, I've got useful things. The cordage may seem a little silly, but it has a purpose. Now, I've got, you should either have number 1 paracord type 1, which is the lightweight stuff. I think it's rated for 95 pounds. And I've got this bank line. It's like number 18 bank line, which is tiny, but this is braided bank line, so it's about as strong as number 9 regular twisted bank line. I've got a ferro rod striker, which, I can make a lanyard and just have this hanging around my neck so I don't lose it with my cordage. Got a plug of fat wood, which is really useful for making a fire in wet conditions because it's heartwood from the base of a pine tree or the joints at its branches. It's full of pine resin. I've got lantern wick. Before you try to use this, you want to scorch the end of it. I've got plugs of tinder. This is just like cotton. You just pull it apart and get some fiber showing. I've got a ferro rod with 1-inch duct tape handle on it instead of getting one with a plastic handle, because this is good for repairs for your raincoat, your poncho, your tarp, whatever. And worst case scenario, the duct tape is also good wet weather tinder. P38 can opener in case the canned food you got doesn't have a pull top lid, and some lighter duct tape folded flat with a tab on the end so I can easily, well, for Gorilla Tape, easy for Gorilla Tape, separate it. And then I have more repair tape or tinder. And now, like I said, this is a riff on the old thing on YouTube where people were trying to do survival in an Altoids tin, but again, if you put all of that stuff, the fire, water, food, shelter stuff, all together in one kit, you're creating a disorganized mess, and I don't like that. I want my things compartmentalized and easy to find, and while I like minimalism and lightweight, if you go too minimalist and put everything in here, you don't actually have survival. You've got a whole host of problems to deal with. Now, there's one thing that this tin doesn't include that I think you need to actually have, and that is a multi-tool. My preferred multi-tool, I prefer this over a camp knife if I can only have one, is a Leatherman Wave Plus. It's got my knife, it's got a serrated backup knife, it's got pliers and everything else, and that could be useful for taking like a camp pot with a wire handle off of the fire if I'm boiling water or cooking food in it. And it's got a saw which I can use to process down firewood. Instead of having to baton it, I can cut relief slices with the saw into the wood, bend it, and now I have broken, separated, split firewood and kindling. And it also makes a good ferro rod striker on the back. Now, for demonstration purposes, halfway decent alternative, even though it doesn't have pliers, is the Victorinox Huntsman. This does not have pliers on it, and it doesn't have any locking tools. Like, it's not a liner lock or anything like that, but so you really have to be careful when you're using the blade so it doesn't slip and cut your finger while using the knife. So that's why I like the Leatherman, that and the pliers, better. But it does have it has two advantages, really. The tweezers are good for getting splinters out of your hand after processing firewood. And that corkscrew can be used as storage for a miniature ferro rod and another plug of tinder, whether it's tinder you made yourself or the one made specifically for it. And here's another leather thing I made to protect my knife. So just a quick demonstration using the Altoids tin one. Not everything in there is exactly the same as the one I sell because this was the experimental one. Here's my well-used miniature ferro rod. And here is the lantern wick I use out of that. You can see I've got the end frayed. And I'm going to show you how to use that. Okay, that's a good angle. Now when you're doing this, with big ferro rods you see people shoot sparks by pushing the back of their saw forward. But with small ferro rods, I find it's easier to put it right up where you want and pull back on the ferro rod itself instead of pushing forward with the spine of your saw. So let's take a look and see if we can get the ember going on this lantern wick. Just like that, I have an ember. And now if I have made a bird's nest out of like dried grass and birch bark and all that stuff, I can just touch this to my tinder bundle and I can blow on it until it turns into a flame. And when it's time to put that away, because I don't want to lose this, I don't want to use it up if I don't have to, I can just smother it against a rock or the ground by pressing down on it. You can use your fingers if you're a tough guy, like a lot of the YouTube tough guys do. I don't feel the need to do that. My hands are, I mean, they may still be asbestos fingers, but they're not as tough as they used to be. What can I say? So anyway, there you go. Organize your different pieces in your emergency kit. Have some fun with it. Make a little project and see if you can minimalize something, but at the same time make sure it makes sense and it's easy to organize. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for staying to the end, and have a great day.